Welcome back to the channel, guys. Because of all rain we're having, flood issues that we're having, it's causing absolutely havoc with roads. It's an absolute nightmare with traffic and travel everywhere. Well, because I live next to Harthill Reservoir, I thought, because of all fish issues we've had in the past with water displacement, I thought I'd come up and have a look round and just see out places just with an influx of water going into it, because we've got some major river systems around our way that are already overflowing. And bearing in mind, this reservoir is just a field now. It's just absolutely covered in greenery. It's got bushes growing in the middle on it. Take a look at this. There you have it. It's not far off what it were at its last capacity when you could last fish it. So yeah, bad news. I don't know if you can see, let me try and zoom in a bit, but all them works over there, that crane and everything, all that platform in which all that's on over there, that's all just sat on water, that. So that's all in water. Now, my major worry was, if we do get a really large influx of rain coming down at any point, like we have done, is it going to delay getting all that work done over there? Now, my biggest worry is, all that over there now that they've dug up is going to be soft. It's going to be terrible to work on. I just want to add that I don't work in that industry, by the way, so feel free to educate me. But this is a lot of water. Like this place now, look at it going all the way down into the corner. It's not far off, like I said, the amount that were in it when you could last fish it. Can still walk down here. It's boat house, look. A lot of you will know this bit from fishing this part anyway. But yeah, ducks are on it. It's all looking really healthy. You can actually see it middle. Let me just zoom in there. Them bits sticking up, they're part of bushes, them. That bit there is probably about 8 foot deep, where them bushes are. Just there, sticking up where ducks are passing. It's about 8 foot deep there, because I went into the middle of the week and those bushes are a lot taller than I am, and I'm 6'2". So that's a bit of a problem. I'm going to go a bit further up and just walk up this way and just try and get a bit of eyes on as well. I've also got some concerns about the inlet from pond 3, which is at the very top. We have, well, Canal and River Trust have put a barrier up to stop any spawning fish from clambering over. But I'm a bit concerned that although they're not spawning in near that entrance, at this amount of water going through, we might have problems. But I'm going to have a quick walk round anyway and see if we can get eyes on that bit. It's actually nearly stopped raining now. It's just like a bit of a drizzle at the minute, which is a good sign, but we've still got a few days on forecast of some rain up here, so hopefully it'll die off. It's not so much it's a bad thing, it's getting this amount of rain all in one go. It plays absolute havoc with water systems like here at local canals. We've got a few river systems around where I live, Worksop, River Ryton, and it's Rother that runs not far past. We've got a Chesterfield Canal, we've got a few systems that branch off at Canal as well in Worksop Town Centre, which it's not ideal because it just ends up flooding everything. But because you've got so much water table in that same area, it means that if we do have a really large influx of rain, that it can handle it that little bit better, because there's just more there for it to disperse out of area. But I'm just going down into this bit now. God, there's loads of water here. Let me spin you around so you can see this bit. There we are, look. So all that greenery there, that try not to go on my arse. All that greenery there, look, that's all taller than I am. That's how deep that greenery is. All that greenery there, that's even taller than that. So it just goes to show how much water's in it. Last time I fished this, only a couple of weeks before they shut it for work, I reckon I was fishing in this much water up here. Might be a little bit more, but I'm not going to walk down because it's really, but it's far too soft because we've had so much rain on it in these last couple of days. It's far too soft, but you can see it works over there. Look, let me try and zoom in on that because you can see a bit better from this angle. See up water there, look, it just continues all into it works, and that crane's just sat in alt water. So I imagine that's going to be a problem. What greenery in middle there, look, just follows through that way and then up towards sort of neck end where it bridges there. I'm gonna have a walk around that way as well and have a look, but this is how it's looking here. And you've got your boathouse just off to your right here. Just walk around there and have a quick look. My main concern is if any fish have managed to get out of pond 3 and work their way down into the middle lake, which my main concern is if any fish have managed to work their way out of pond 3, which is at top, and work their way down into middle lake, pond 2, then you've got a problem, because if they're in there with this much water going through, then they're already in this bit, in big bit. So I'm going to go down and have a look. Regular dog walkers around here, this place it's always got somebody walking around it. There's always folk here. I think one at bailiff circles it now and again, but so many people walk dogs around here. Lots of water in there. This area is on path holds water anyway. Let's have a look. So that's big res, look. See it a bit better from this angle. If you go onto my videos, you'll see where it's just what one of my pals said, Gary, he said it could do with 100 sheep chucking in it. It's absolutely full. Long grass, weeds. This is like small bushes growing in it. All sorts of stuff. Yeah. This is what I thought here, look. How much water's passing through Wundert Bridge. So that's res, filling up in corners. Worst thing is, if we're getting a fish come through and they start getting into this long grass here, which has got a couple of foot of water in it. Don't look here, there's a couple of foot of water in that grass there. Get any carp going in that grass, and then we start dropping this water level back down, opening sluice or anything like that. Or we just don't have any more rain for a couple of weeks and it falls itself. Then we've got problems, because those fish, it'll take them a job to get out of there and back into any sort of water to make their way through. It's middle lake pond 2, so this is your problem. If this much water is coming through that outlet on pond 3 right at top, I dare say some fish have probably made it through. Might not be big fish, might just be small stuff, but this is what happened last time, and it was carnage. And hopefully time of year can work in our favour and those carp have stayed away from that outlet. But I mean, really healthy looking water, to be fair. It's what it needs. It's just that sluice over there on that damn wall is currently only open enough for a trickle to be flowing through it. So what I'm going to do now is, I want to go over there where crane is and have a look. My main concern is that dam outlet wall thing and that sort of mesh that Canal and River Trust have put up on pond 3. So I'm going to go up there and have a look, and then I'm going to come back and nip over to where that crane is over there. You can only get so far because they've blocked it off, but hopefully I might be able to get there enough so you can see it and try and get eyes on. I just think it's right I see it and I can pass it around to the right people. We might be able to get somebody out to come and have a look and see if we've got a problem on his hands. Just walk around here and have a look anyway. So make your way down here through puddles. A lot of you know this area anyway. It's a different time of year, so it's a bit different to look at. But loads of water coming in. Look, that's all coming off at fields down there, and then it's passing over here and going straight down there. Up path here, look, it's all covered in water. Not a bad thing for drought anyway. If we ever have any drought in future, you can rely on these fields after a nice couple of days rain to help feed these lakes, so it's not all a bad thing. So different angle here now from sort of middle area at Middle Lake Pond 2. So water's creeping up past them. So those weeds there, look, they're like trees, and they're what growing at Middle at Big Lake. Let me try and, there, look, see them? And they're a lot taller than I am. They're about 8 foot tall, 9 foot tall, them. So they can be deemed as a slight problem, because, you know, water filling up that much and loads of fish going in there, they might head straight for that cover in there, which hasn't always been there. So if now this water suddenly just disperses out, all those fish might be stuck. So this is what we need to keep an eye on. Go a bit further up anyway. Another bit here, look. So you can literally watch it trickling in, pushing through there, look. This is ideal, this, to be fair. Making its way down there, look, into res. And we all know that whenever we have any flood rain like we've had, I mean, today's a bad day for rain. It's been coming down quite hard today. Yesterday it was raining, not as heavy, but it was raining heavy. It's always the aftermath, so it's always those couple of days that follow where all that rain has to catch up with itself. So this is probably not even peak at problem yet, if we've got one. But like I say, it's just good to keep on top of it, that's all. Yeah, see down there, if I were to walk down there, I'd disappear in all that. Oh, look at this, flying down off at fields up there. Look, little footpath. It's now a little stream, that. Well, you don't have to worry about water problems up here when it's going well. It's really pushing through over there. Let me just zoom in on that bit for you. Sorry about camera, guys. Yeah, look, see it pushing through there? You shouldn't even be able to see water there at the minute. It's just a little trickle that's cut its way into floor at lake that you can normally see, so that's a bit alarming. There's actually someone walking across that damn wall right over there, and an ivers. That's good news that there's people there. Anyway, a little bit further up. One thing I like about doing stuff like this is that you're constantly connected to nature, right? And not only that, but being a fisherman, an angler, walking around a fishery, you know, it's like nipping up field and checking on your horses, and it's like nipping out and checking chickens. Even though they're not mine, I don't own it, and I've got no affiliation with the place, because it's really local to me, it's not really at any cost for me to come down and have a look. And I've been really poorly just lately, so it's nice to go out and get some fresh air. Let me show you the floor here. Look at this. Like I said before, on a day like today, it's not ideal, but look at that water. Let me try and stand still, pressing through off at field here, look. A really healthy flow of water. Just one of them, you just got to get your feet wet. It's all coming in here, look at this bit here. Look at that. Flying in. Absolutely flooding in here. And there as well, look. Coming in from all angles really, but it's feeding really heavily down footpath and going straight down into the middle lake. So it's not that we've got an issue with pond 3 filling up. It's actually coming down off at fields as well. So if that sluice gate needs opening because we've got an heavy flow of water coming from lakes above, it could do with cracking open that little bit more to compensate for everything that's coming down off our up fields. So that's where you go down side of 3. This is bridge here, look. Oh, it's still hanging in that barrier, but look at this. Absolutely flying in. You might not be able to hear what I'm saying, but that's the barrier that the Canal and River Trust put up to try and stop any spawning carp from getting over its side. Now, even though it looks like it's failing, it's still doing a huge job, because at either side where water's coming over, you've only got probably a foot of water either side, and hopefully fish have backed off that little bit further into the lake. But no, this is not good. Got Rolly inside out 3 times, but down here, look, not good. And that's flowing down that way. and that's flowing down there into there. To be fair, because there's so much water pushing through, it might not even be a bad thing. Any carp that do go over, at least they're not being whacked off at rocks as much because there's so much water volume. But definitely a concern anyway, that's for sure. Well, that's the outlet. Water levels, obviously it's high all the way round, but this is letting out as much as it can. And to be fair, even though that's sort of crippling itself, that barrier, with the angle that it's at, it has actually come away from the actual structure it's attached to. So at some point, obviously not now, so it's not safe, but at some point that's probably going to need sorting. And I mean, fish are going to be going through there, not these huge carp that are in here. I can't see that being a major problem. Obviously some probably will have gone through, but just that alone, you're going to have a lot of silvers going through there. And hopefully they survive it. What I'm going to do now is just going to walk onto early pegs of pond 3 and just see what it looks like down there. So you can see how heavily that's pushing through. It won't be long if that sluice gate is as shut as what it is. It won't be long until pond 1 is back up to capacity, and that works over back. It's completely flooded. So now I'm just walking down the side of pond 3, which is also still on day ticket, by the way. Now some new pegs have been put in, and the other day I was stood on it with missus and dog and kids and everything, and it's not there now. My only guess is it's underwater, but honestly I thought the pegs were out the water enough to be still be visible. Let me go a bit further up, see if you can see any more. Well, that could be a bit worrying because they've only just gone in them new pegs. Yeah, so it's still on day ticket, this. So you can come up, I think book on with bailiff if you can find out who he is. Book on with bailiff, or I think it's still on day ticket. You can just rock up, car park at top as normal, and just walk down with your gear. So my guess is that the pegs are all underwater, because that should have a brand new peg on it as well. That they're all just completely submerged. A little bit further up, and then we'll spin around and go back and have a look. Nobody likes doing these kind of videos because you just look at it straight away and think, oh, problem, you know, how can we solve it? But as you can see behind me, that peg's missing as well. They've all just been put in. I'm guessing they're just underwater. I don't think for a single second they've all just drifted off, because they've been proper hammered in and anchored down as well. So we'll go a little bit closer. So yeah, should be a really sturdy peg there, probably a few more inches underwater, and you'll be able to just walk out there no problem. But it's obviously underwater at the minute. That's next peg. A little bit further up and have a look. Really accessible still. That's the next peg there. Loads of fish in here as well, so if you're coming up on feeder, carping, boilies, leads, alarms, all that stuff, you know, we've even had Kaylee up here from Preston catching them up, pellet waggler. She's been getting some massive carp on method feeder as well. So Harthill's not completely shut as of yet. You can still come up and get on here. Still plenty of fishing to be had. So here, look, that's just all waiting to come over that. That's flowing in there. Feet are absolutely soaked. That's just flowing down there, look, nicely into there. And this peg on here, so there's a peg that sits there, which is obviously submerged, the one that sits over there. They're stunning pegs as well, what they've put in. They look brilliant. Really good job of doing them. I'm going to go to the next one, then turn around and head back, see if we can see anything on that works. Some of these are nice pegs as well. If you come with bivvy, you can whack a bivvy in there on that flat bit. Yeah, they're all underwater, because you can walk out till about probably near where those black reeds are up the floor that are dead. That's where you walk to, and that peg goes that little bit further, so my guess is they're underwater. Right, we'll have a walk back down anyway. And it's sort of progressing even worse the more I look at it. So I didn't realise how much water was coming down off all these fields either. So it's going to be an interesting one, that's for sure. There's also a lot of areas around Harthill on roads that have been affected really badly. On my way here, I spoke to two women in two different cars that had actually gone through a puddle, and the cars have obviously taken water in and broken. Oh, that's fresh on your feet, that. So if you are coming up, just be mindful that regardless of safety concerns when you get here, it's a bit of a nightmare with traffic as well, so just be careful regardless of what you do. Let's go a little bit further up and have a look anyway. I'm actually going to walk around the left hand side of the middle lake this time, because there's obviously there's fields over there as well which are a lot steeper cambered to these ones over here, so my guess is we might be getting a lot of water fed in over there as well. I don't really want to ignore it, so I'm going to go back over this way and have a look. Another quick look at the water flowing in. Can't see any fish. It's I mean, it's scary to look at, but last time you could see fish tumbling down and it was really clear water, so hopefully they're really backing off over there to the top end of the lake with all this stuff. Yeah, so hopefully they've all backed up to the other end of the lake and they're not venturing down to where that commotion is. Who knows, we'll find out. But wind's just got my umbrella and my umbrella's just absolutely drop kicked me. We'll go a bit further down here. Unfortunately, access to some of these pegs down here on the middle lake have not been maintained, so you can't get to them anyway, but I might be able to see over them. Before, they were like helicopter pegs, we used to call them. They were like suspended up in water quite high, and obviously when water's up to capacity you could sit on them like at Codner Park, etc. But look, we'll go and have a look anyway. It's a nice walk as well around here, so even besides fishing being shut at minute, if you're local enough or you just want to venture up, it's a really nice walk. Only bit you can't walk now is the dam wall where they're repairing it, but you can still walk pretty much around all three lakes. Quite a nice trail around the third one as well. I'll spin you around here and show you this peg. So here, look, you can just see landing peg there, what we call helicopter peg. There's another one next to it, but you can't get to it, and that's your water level further out. So there's your peg, water's right out there. Anyway, we'll go a bit further down, see what we can see. So before, when it was up to capacity, you can sort of see an outline of where water was. So all around here, around edge, and then obviously in that deep bit over there. That's how I've known water since I've lived up this area. Obviously it's only been down since then when they've drained it to do works. And as you can see, it's already coming up there. Now all these bushes that water's in, they aren't normally there, that's normally silt. Absolute thick black silt that's normally at lake bed. So don't think, oh, it's alright because all them reeds and bushes and everything are there, because they're not normally. So where water is there, it's actually not far off from where it originally was. Over the wall down here, loads of water in there. Further. These are pegs here, look, ancient pegs these things, but they still peg them in matches on here. Loads of ducks out there now. Go a bit further over here towards this bridge. See, that rain had slowed down a bit when I got here and now it's picking back up again. See, to me that already looks wider. Already looks wider, that. Go under this tree. Yeah, it already looks a lot wider. It only needs to come up another 2 foot and it's back up to where it was before, because I fished on this peg just at the bottom of this bank a couple of times, and it's only a couple of feet water, it's a couple of feet lower than where I've been put in my box, but got a steady flow coming through it here. But those bushes out there in the middle, they're a lot taller than I am. So I'm going to go over there. It is fenced off. I'll show you when we get there. It is fenced off, but I want to try and see if we can get any sort of shots from over that way of near the work. So I'm not trying to film all construction sites or anything. Just want to go and have a look and see if there's anything I can see. So right, so just come down front bridge. This is what I was talking about before. These fields on this side, we've got a bit of a steeper camber to them. This is one of the original inlets anyway that comes out at Floorlook. Passes through there, so that's doing fine. Bit of an inlet there as well. It's like an hidden one. A bit of a like little bridge thing that goes under for. That rain's really coming down now, actually. Yeah, it's a lovely walk. Because we live local, we bring kids up as well and come for a walk and where have you. I've had my missus hand feeding squirrels in here. Hey, cheeky. You know what I mean. Really nice place. Now, one of the most favoured areas on lake for some of you carp anglers in particular is, well, where I know it's beach, because that's what people have described it to me as it passed. But through these trees, so definitely concerning, especially with craning water like that, sat there. But water level all the way across that damn wall, that's the highest it's been now since they started doing any draining on it before they started work. Try and go a bit further up, see if we can see hotels, but I think this is about as far as we're going to get over here. That crane sat there in that water is definitely a problem. We'll go and have a look anyway. Yeah, so come out to entrance here at trees. A lot on your walk this way. Obviously you can't get to work on down wall, but there's another outlet there, look, well, inlet going in. Goes out at field and down that way. Footpath closed. Site safety, that's just for everyone's eyes that. Eat mud. Really gone to town, to be fair, don't really blame them. But we try and get a few shots over there. This is backside at Wallock, and then it's all flooded at the back over there as well, which is a bit of a nightmare probably for them. I think that's a big, I'm sure that blue thing over there is a generator. That's static water. That crane there, look, it's all submerged down there. That's your dam wall. Yeah, a bit scary that, but I'm sure those guys know what they're doing. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to start walking back out of the way, and I'm going to go back over that bridge again just to see if there's any difference at all. But you can clearly see from here water's a problem. And afterwards I might even dip down to Brook, where if you go on me other videos, you'll see where we had the Harthill disaster. And it was a morning where I weren't convinced about a few fish that had been found the day before. And I thought to myself, if 20-pound carp, lots of them, have managed to get into this little tiny brook, and we couldn't find any more, there's got to be more. And I had this instinct. I didn't sleep all night. It was pitch black, I couldn't see, so I thought I'm going to go up in the morning. Nearly 7 o'clock in the morning, I came up to Brook, and that's where you can see on them videos there's just dead fish absolutely everywhere. Some of them are alive, but best thing to do for a lot of those fish that were still alive would be just to hope and pray for them, because after going out the sluice and over all the rocks, they were smashed to bits. They have a lot of fins missing, you know, and some of them are in excess of 20 pound. But you can see all that on my channel anyway, and TikTok and all that stuff. You can have a look. This is why there's so many eyes on place, and being local, just don't want to really miss anything. Don't want to, you know, things have been swept under the rug in past at fisheries all around UK. I take too much pride in the sport side of it, but just the overall nature of angling, I take a little bit too much pride in it. Last thing I want is to be an angler on my doorstep that absolutely adores the sport for disasters like that to be happening. So we'll go down here, go back around the other way and see how it looks. Yeah, it's getting wider as I'm coming across because there's a couple of bricks on either side I've been looking at. That one there with pointed top, there, it's not far from under now compared to the first time. But definitely getting thicker. And like I said earlier, this is not sort of peak problem. Tomorrow and day after, when rain starts filtering down from further upstream from local reservoirs that keep all these things fed, that's when we start seeing problems. But just a bit too much water in it here to see if there is any sort of fish lurking about. Probably 3 foot of water there, 4 foot of water, because it is really shallow under this bridge. Ducks are happy anyway. A little bit further up and back round that way. So just back up this way where we were before. Yeah, it's slowly creeping up this bank now. This bit of grass down here before, this brown stuff. You couldn't really see any water in this bit down here, and I can just see water in there now, so it is slowly coming up. Loads of water in there. If you go on to previous videos or pictures, or if anyone you know has took any footage at place, you'll see that in front of that damn wall over there, it just dips down into a massive hole where water's cut its way through whilst it's been empty. So to see that much water in there now, it's really weird. But yeah, ducks are very happy. There's another inlet there that comes down from the village. That's bridge they've taken out, ready for works. There's no access to it, they've closed it all off. That's your water level there. Slowly creeping up this corner. Try and zoom in a bit on that. There, look. So it's probably a quarter way up that damn wall now compared to where it normally is. But definitely filling up. Just before I go, that's your inlet coming in there. So that's feeding into res as well from this area, and that's really flowing in that. It's not making it out to outlet, which is down back of there, look. It's actually going straight down into res that, so problem number 2 maybe. Right, let's head off down to this brook and go and have a look what that looks like. Right, so I've parked up the road, and walking down to where brook is. It's just down here. So the brook has the outlet for the res. So the works are over there, look, you can just see them over back. So I'm heading off down here. And initially, when we had Harthill disaster last time, I was looking at either side of this road down here to see if I could see any fish going like underneath the bridge or something. I was trying to work out where this water came out, because we'd been about half a mile downstream and found the fish in the actual brook, and there are only a few inches in it. That's why I thought they'd been stolen, and then they were carrying them somewhere, whatever they were carrying them split, so they just chucked them in brook. But I was very wrong. And it's actually down here. I had to come searching that next morning, try and figure it out. And it's actually down here. So let's park up there, Harthill Park or whatever, like a kids park, and you come down here through the bushes. So, through here, if me Brolly will let me, there we go. And you come out into this sort of field. An outlet, believe it or not, is just in there. So, take you through, so you can have a look if you don't want to come up. There it is. And if you remember from videos, the Canal and River Trust net still in there, doing nothing. I don't think it's their fault though. That's probably meant to be monitored. Bit of netting further down, there's a guardrail that's been put up. But this is where it comes out underneath this concrete block here. And it just flows down all the way down there into the woods. And if you if you do look on previous videos, you'll be able to see all absolute carnage and destruction that were going off down here. There were just carp everywhere, all dead. It'd be interesting to see what's in that net there though, because if there's fish stuck in that and there's water flowing through here this fast, then that could become a problem. That net down there, that's not really doing anything. I think it's lengthened itself out a bit. Let me try and zoom in a bit. There, look. I think it should look like this one, like arced round. And it's like made its way down. It has, look, and it's just got caught on that railing that's just been chucked in there. So, bit of a worry. But the flow that's coming out of here can only take so much anyway. But the flow that's coming out of here is just a drizzle compared to what's actually going in up there. So it could do with opening up a little bit, I guess. I don't know. It's someone's going to have to come up and survey it and make a few decisions. But I didn't realise that net was still in. And yeah, a bit concerned about that. Can't see anything anyway because it's colour at water. But at least there's some in it, I guess. But no. Take my glasses off because they've steamed up. Right, so I can't film any more down there because it's raining even heavier now. It's getting windy. You can't hear what I'm saying. So I've come and got it car. So that's how it is at the minute. We can't help it. It's just rain. It comes whenever it likes. And we can only be as prepared for it as what we are. So the flooding in the works is going to be a problem, obviously, because it's all soft stuff. And I imagine having that much water in there all in one go could delay any works for res and dam wall repairs. So that's just something that we've just got to accept. You can't really change that. The fish are my main concern, considering what happened in January. What I don't want to do is start getting nets, chucking my seine in there, trying to save where I can. With water quality how it is, you can't see anything. It's thick brown stuff. You wouldn't know where to start. And if we were going to start doing anything, it's best to wait for water level to come down. I'm no superhero. I'm no fireman. I'm no nothing. I just live local, and it's not at any cost to me to come for a walk round just to check on place. So, my opinion is, I'm going to get some stills from this video. Probably a couple of video clips as well, especially at Dam Wall, where the barriers fell down that the Canal and River Trust put up. I'm going to send them over to them. And I'm not going to start, you know, I was never demanding on first emails in January. Because there's nothing I can do, and I don't know if there's much more they can do than what they already are doing. But that sluice gate, it might need leaving as it is. I'm not sure. But if the right people see it, they might have the knowledge to tell them that, right, that sluice gate could do with opening a little bit, or even closing a little bit. I don't know. There might be a theory behind it, which I just don't know. So why not send it over? I'll put a link to this video in the email so they can watch the entire thing. Send that over, and that way it gives them a chance to have a good look round, because you've got to remember, a lot of these people that work for Canal and River Trust, they're dotted about all over the place. With an event like we've got at minute, everywhere's flooding, everywhere's being affected, canals, rivers, lakes, you name it. And unfortunately, Canal and River Trust, they operate a lot of these places. So I dare say that this, with the state it's in anyway, and waiting up work to be completed, might be less of a risk than a lot of other venues out there at the minute. You've got to remember, rivers and canals, when we have a flood, bursting banks, it can be a nightmare. So I don't know, who knows? Shut the sluice and let it fill up for a bit. Who knows? We might not have any rain now for months, so we can't really say anything yet. Anyway, I know nothing about it. I've just come for a walk round, and I'll ping over a few pictures and an email just for their records, really, and see if there's anything they can do. But anyway, remember to like and subscribe if you've not already. If there's anything you want to say in comments, if you want me to go back down in a few days and have a look, I'm probably going to anyway, so don't worry about asking that question. But I was just trying to get as many angles as I could, really, because, you know, it's quite a prolific place up here, and last thing we want is to lose it completely. Whilst ever we've got a lot of eyes on it and a lot of opinions, you know, there's somebody sat in a chair somewhere and they know that's happening. So I don't want to really just keep quiet about the place, especially after January. We are having one cameraman down here that day filming that little brook. We may never have known just how much damage had occurred that day. So it's just nice to be able to get out and just get where I can on film. So thank you for watching. Like I say, remember to like and subscribe. Give us a thumbs up, share it, do whatever, drop some comments, give me some opinions. I love opinions. Really opinionated person when it comes to situations like this. So definitely give us a couple of words and let me soak it in and just see if there's anything that, you know, I can marry up with that. It might be something that you guys say that makes me think, oh, right, I'll send an email and I'll put this in this time. Or I just like to see things from a lot of angles. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.